In this edition of The Spotlight, there are many ways to honor veterans who have risked their lives to serve this country. Find out how a group of Benson JROTC students are saluting those military men and women. Plus, they're eager and cheerful when it comes to lending a helping hand. See how Saddlebrook and Standing Bear elementary kids are giving back to the less fortunate. And he's a former South High Packer. How city leaders are honoring Marlin the Magician. That and more as we put the spotlight on OPS. Hi, I'm Darren Newsom with the Omaha Public Schools Office of District Communications. Thank you for joining us for this first edition of The Spotlight, where we bring you a look at all the exciting things happening around the district. Benson JROTC students take great pride when they have the opportunity to honor all military servicemen and women on Veterans Day. Every year they travel to businesses throughout the city of Omaha to honor employees. Here's their special presentation at the Lincoln Financial Group.
Forward! March!
For the fourth year in a row, the Benson JROTC joins the Lincoln Financial Group on Veterans Day.
My father was in the military, and every time I see military, it just brings it back home. It is so important for us to show our gratitude. And to have the Benson team here, it brought it home for us. It was just very rewarding.
The Benson Color Guard, Sabre Team, and Choir pay tribute to all the military men and women who have served in the U.S. Armed Forces. First Sergeant Daniel Falcon, the Benson Army instructor, prepares, trains, and leads this group of high school cadets.
What a better way to teach patriotism, Americanism, by going out and giving back to the community.
Through patriotic music and the presentation of flags to employees at the Lincoln Financial Group, the words "Thank you for your service" are quietly spoken to each veteran.
And to see them, my cadets out there, standing up and honoring them, it's really rewarding. Real touching.
Falcon, a teacher for 16 years, is also a veteran. He served in the military for 24 years and survived 3 war zones.
That feeling inside, I think it's stronger on Veterans Day. The hearing of taps, you know, I've got soldiers throughout my career that died in combat.
Now Falcon is taking his experience and passing along important values onto students like Sabrina Carmichael.
I personally love doing this. I felt completely like I was giving back at least a little bit, my share. My grandfather, my grandfather's dad, so many people in my family have served, and I just felt like it was really honoring them and everyone else.
Culinary arts students are putting what they've learned to practice. In a unique dining expo, the first of its kind, they put their cooking skills to the test. As the melodic tunes of jazz music play, Career Center chefs host their very first executive dining experience.
I've been to a lot of high schools, and I've never seen anything as impressive as this.
A special invitation brought out more than a dozen members in the community, including Metro Community College and staff at Omaha Public Schools.
Today's serving consisted of a layered cucumber salad, stuffed mushroom baluvette. The entrees consisted of a pan-seared chicken breast, potato lyonnaise, and braised bok choy that was served with garnish of shiitake mushrooms and a pan sauce. You're responsible for everything that happens and doesn't happen on that table.
Under the direction of Chef Berthidia Berry, these Career Center students showcase their cooking skills, seasoning and serving every meal to perfection.
I made the seared salmon over a toasted bread with a side of tater sauce. I used a garlic, onion, and capers, and then you just cut those up and pound the garlic out, and then you pan fry it with all the salmon.
This French little appetizer here is to die for.
Like Omaha Central senior Jamie, each student has a dish or a role they must fulfill.
It's a learning experience. It's so much fun. Like, I come every day. I'm like, well, I want to come today.
And the last anticipated item on the menu, the European invasion.
The dessert was awesome.
You all want to give them a round of applause for the great job that they did. Thank Thank you all, and we look forward to you coming on the second dining experience, and that will be the second semester.
OPS kids are learning the importance of giving back to the community. Just in time for the holiday season, Saddlebrook and Standing Bear Elementary collect food and clothing items for families in need.
So they picked up from all the classrooms and we're weighing it, and for every 40 pounds, we consider that a full box, and they have a competition to see how many boxes they can collect. 24 pounds. Top 3 classes get a popcorn party.
It's mostly about the poor people for like Thanksgiving and Christmas if they don't have a lot of food that they don't have, so it's really fun helping them. We filled 30 boxes so far. We have cans and like food that can be cooked up, and we have like vegetables. It's really fun.
Kids, being able to bring in the food, that is just a lot more meaningful, and they get involved in it, and counting and weighing and all that stuff has an impact on them.
We're doing a clothing drive to protect people over the winter that don't have as much money and are in need and need protection. It makes me feel proud that I'm helping someone in need. I thought it was a good idea because people who didn't have clothing could have clothing.
This is our first time doing a clothing drive for the Open Door mission. Student Council sponsors, we just thought this would be a great idea. And we kind of chose Open Door Mission because there's a variety of people, so we have a variety of clothing here from adults to, to children too.
The Saddlebrook Elementary students collected more than 1,000 pounds of food. Standing Bear donated more than 1,000 pounds of clothes to those in need. And McMillan Magnet Center students are taking what they've learned in the classroom into the community. In a unique program, 8th grade students showcase their architect skills.
Cut at the top and the side all the way through, and the other side just halfway. Yeah, our idea was to have the kids work with hands-on materials, applied mathematics, and to build models. We are involved in the SAME competition every year, and one of the requirements for the SAME competition is to have them build a physical model.
Mr. Mayberger is our green architecture teacher, and he thought of an idea to get kids into the real world setting to work on projects. We wrote a grant for $140,000 and we were granted $125,000. That allowed us to utilize the space for 2 full years. We also were able to supply it with any materials that Mr. Mayberger needed. All of our shelving, all of our fixtures were donated by Logier Corporation.
I think it's great for our kids to actually be out in the community. We have a lot of kids from the neighborhood that never have been into a building like this, never seen businesses at work, and here they all are working, engaged, and learning.
It's a house. We have to make a 2-bedroom house, 1 furniture, a kitchen, a 1 bathroom. First, you have to measure your walls, and then you have to cut them out. And then you have to start making your doors and your windows.
It's applied mathematics, so they have to learn about measurement, they have to learn about how to cut things, they have to learn that about handling materials, handling knives.
I put in the insulation and I glued the parts together and everything. I was working on the glue gun and he cut out this back part and then I glued them together. So I was kind of like the gluer and then he was like the cutter and stuff like that.
Our students love to be here. They come in and are excited. It's extremely hands-on. They are fully engaged the entire hour and a half that they're here. They know that it's an opportunity that's unique to them. They're the only ones in the district right now who have this opportunity. So it's been really great. We're very, very proud of them.
No matter what grade level you're in at King Science Magnet Center, biology takes on a whole new meaning. See what I found when I recently walked into the classroom.
This is the 8th year that Creighton University has come to King Science to teach about the human body. They've come in and they have 4 different stations that the 5th graders are rotating around to learn about the human body.
So we're just gonna rotate now. So the heart, we're gonna go to the eyes. Eyes, you guys are gonna go to the lungs over here, and lungs are gonna go to the bones, and bones, you guys will go to the heart.
This is technically a 7th grade content, but it kind of gets them comfortable with kind of the basics of it. So once they get to 7th grade, they're a little bit more familiar with some of the basic terms and concepts involved with those different body parts.
OPS is made up of a diverse population of students. At Lewis and Clark Middle School, kids who speak English as a second language are getting a first-hand look at Nebraska prairie life. Through the eyes of 11 Lewis and Clark Middle School students, the beauty of tall grasses and wildflowers are captured in one snap.
We actually had the UNO photographer came in and actually taught the kids how to take photos.
For the 4th year in a row, Lewis and Clark ESL teacher Barb Brimmerman and UNO's Literacy and Learning class teamed up this semester to take a photography trip at Glacier Creek Preserve in Bennington, Nebraska.
They have to not only take the photo, they have to know why they took it, they have to analyze it, they have to write a caption which uses descriptive language, and then they have to choose one adjective, and then they have to come up with 35 other synonyms for that adjective.
I chose dazzling because it's beautiful and bright at the same time, just like the sun, and the blue sky is just wonderful.
The concept is to give kids access to higher level vocabulary and create a connection to nature. For Farhio, a native of Kenya, it's been an unforgettable journey.
My photo, I chose it because it shows all the different parts of the prairie life. As you can see over there, it's like dead grass, and there's tall grass, and there's also a tree, like there's trees in prairie life and short grass.
In a class presentation, the students share what they found. Then, in a gallery walk, the public gets a glimpse of the Nebraska prairies through the eyes of international students. While every student is considered a winner, by popular vote, 5 photographs are chosen as top favorites. The city of Omaha is honoring a former Packer who's helped break the barrier with minority athletes. Marlon Briscoe was the first black starting quarterback in the National Football League. In honor of his accomplishments, a street near South High School now bears his name. The Career Center's Ariana was there for the official unveiling.
I'm not a hero, but I'm glad that I could do some things to influence the young people, that they might want to be able to say they can do it too.
Growing up on the south side, everybody heard about Marlon Briscoe. He's a few years older than me, but more than just being a great athlete, we knew he was a hard worker, he was a teammate, a team man, I should say, a team player, represented his family well, and was someone we just looked up to.
Words can't say enough how I feel about this day.
I mean, you know, he could run the fastest, he could jump the highest, he could throw the ball the farthest. You know, he was a neighborhood hero.
It's just a mind-boggling experience for me. You know, this dedication is not about me. It's about Omaha, and particularly South Omaha, and particularly South High, because that's how I got there. I couldn't travel through those doors without it.
Marlon can do it all. Marlon, the magician. Briscoe.
Well, that's all for this edition of The Spotlight. If you'd like to see this program again, watch for it on the Knowledge Network. You can also see it on our YouTube channel. Just do a search for OPS Web TV. Thank you for joining us, and see you next time.